Hello, my name is Adam Conrod, and welcome to our edition of Trailer Park Boys Internet Security. And a few months back, I done a podcast, and I told you guys that we were going to do an internet security podcast so you, the fans of Trailer Park Boys, are safe when you engage who you think is Rob Wells, J.P. Trombley, and Mike Smith, Ricky, Bubbles, and Julian from the Trailer Park Boys. And the reason why we're doing this internet security segment of Trailer Park Boys is so that you are safe at home, so you are not interacting with a fake account on social media. And not only that, we're here to make sure that you're educated enough to know how to identify the real thing from the fake. And not only that, how to protect yourself from scammers trying to get money from you. When it's bad enough, Canada and the United States are at a trade war over tariffs, over nothing at all, let alone have some scammer scam you from your money, what you worked your ass off to earn. Does that sound pretty fair? It sounds pretty fair to me. All right, let's start with Bubbles. Mike Smith. Personally, I don't know Mike Smith. I talked to him a few times on social media, supposedly. It was him. And I had family members that worked with his family outside of the film industry, Trailer Park Boys, and real good guy, really is. And over the past few months, myself have been receiving notifications from this account called the Mike Smith. It's called the Mike Smith, and we have a picture of him. Show his Facebook picture, the one that's been claiming to be Mike Smith. Here it is. If you guys can see it, that's his picture right there. If you can pick that up. Can we post it on our thing here? Show that. Now, here he is. Now, here, supposedly been Mike Smith. Now, here's the thing. He'd been clicking on this person, I should say, been liking comments what I made that was way back in December. And here we are like 4 or 5 months later, talking about the movie premiere, Trailer Park Boys, Standing on the Shoulders of Kitties, when it was first arrived in the movie theaters. When here in Nova Scotia, it was only in the movie theaters for one day only. And I found it kind of odd for him to be liking something that was a few months back. But after when I clicked on his Facebook page, just show it here. Now let's scroll down, let's take a look at his Facebook page. Here it is. Now you ever notice how there's no blue check mark on this account? Usually celebrities will have a blue check mark on their Facebook account proving that it's authentic, it's really them. And this one has nothing to show for. And as you go down, you'll scroll down, you'll see a website. We'll click on it, and it goes to Mike Smith's IMB account he has. It's for actors, you know. That's easy for a scammer to copy and paste on a fake Facebook page. But this IMB account actually is Mike Smith. But the Facebook page is not. And the question is, how do you better protect yourself from scammers? And I can tell you right now, after all the knowledge and education that I know about social media, Facebook helps help people like you better identify fake Facebook profilers by having this blue check mark that shows that it's authentic, it's actually them. But this Facebook page here says the Mike Smith is not actually Bubbles. It's some, God knows who it is. Could be somebody from out in Germany trying to look for money. And when you go down to his pictures, click on, look, what do you have? 2 pictures. If that was actually Mike Smith, would you think that Mike Smith would have a lot more than just 2 pictures on his Facebook account? Wouldn't there be like pictures like around his house when he's, I don't know, shoveling the driveway during the winter, or walking down the street, collecting his mail from his mailbox, you know, things like that? This account doesn't show any of that. All the obvious. What this account is showing is pictures what anybody can get from the internet. And that's the problem when you're dealing with Facebook profilers. So I would say, for your safe security, If you come across an actor who's claiming to be from Trailer Park Boys, if they do not have that blue check mark on the top of the screen, in the middle of the screen I should say, it's fake. It's not actually them. A few months back, when I did a Trailer Park Boys podcast, I talked about a fake Rob Wells Facebook account reached out to me, asking me if I would like an autograph, which I found very odd. So why would Rob Wells ask me if I would want an autograph at my age, in my mid-40s? I'm 46. Why would I request such a thing? Because I didn't. And secondly, and I said, well, why would Rob Wells ask me a question like that? Because he didn't. That Facebook page is not his. Anyways, we're looking at it. Here it is. And again, look at Rob Wells' Facebook page. There's no blue check mark proving that it's authentic. It's fake. He asked me if I would like to have, if I could give him $50 for an autograph. And I go, by God, this ain't Rob Wells. I said, I replied to this guy. I said, you know what the problem is? I said, I'll tell you the problem is. I actually know Rob Wells. I know people who work at SwearNet. I know people who actually can identify that this is not Rob Wells. And when I responded in that nature, in response to his fake Facebook account that was supposed to be Rob Wells, they didn't know how to respond. Of course they didn't know how to respond because it's not Rob Wells. And I said, why would I want to spend $50 for an autograph for? I said, Rob Wells don't live very far from my house. I mean, if I wanted an autograph, when I see him shopping at the grocery store, Rob, he sees me every now and then. Why would I spend $50 for an autograph when he's right there pushing his grocery cart? What's wrong with that picture? Because it's not Rob Wells that sent me that message. Exactly. And that's what you, the fans of Trailer Park Boys, have to better protect yourself. Now, here's the thing. Before, in the past, there was a fake Julian Facebook account on social media that did respond to some of my postings. That was fake. Again, it had no blue authentic checkmark proving that it was Jean-Paul Tremblay. Julian. I know somewhat of Julian. I met him a few times, talked to him. Good guy. People say he can be arrogant at times, very arrogant at times, but, yeah, he seems to shows that every now and then, but I just don't know. He's out in the community. Maybe he was just having a bad day or something. You got to have your space. Something pissed you off. All right. But that account that checked, liking my posting on social media, that claimed to be Jean-Paul Tremblay, Julian, was not him. Fake. Another fake Facebook profiler claiming to be somebody who they're not. And the concern is that we've been seeing on the news, we've been seeing the Halifax police, the Truro police, the New Glasgow police, the RCMP, repeatedly warning people about internet scams. They'll even go out and show people how to better protect yourself from internet scams, including social media. But what do the people do after when the police had educated them on internet scams? They fall for it. Why would you fall for an internet scam after when the police gave you all the tips and education, knowledge, what you need to know, what to be aware of? How can you fall to something like that after you've just been trained on? Stupid people, stupid people, stupid people, stupid people. They come by the dimes, by the dozens. Here in Nova Scotia, they multiply. Education, using your smarts, is the best tool that you can have that can protect yourself. Now, I'll admit, we were late doing this segment, and after when I told you guys, next month, we're doing a Trailer Park Boy segment on internet security, and we got to be hung up on these Trailer Park Boy chip segments that did okay, but I really want to do a podcast about Trailer Park Boys internet security so you, the fans, are safe. I'm pretty sure, I'm 99.9% positive, Rob Wells, Ricky, Jean-Paul Tremblay, Julian Mike Smith, Bubbles, do not want to see you, their fans, getting ripped off, scammed by some fucking idiot pretending to be somebody that they're not. I mentioned this in the past. Let's say you come across one of those fake Facebook profilers. Let's say, all right, I'll pay for an autograph. Now, remember what I told you in that segment. Ask to meet in a public area. Tim Hortons, in a food court at a grocery store. But bring somebody with you. So you're not interacting with this person by yourself. Who knows? It could be the real thing. You could come across Raw Wells, J.P. Trombley, Mike Smith in person, just being out of goodwill. I'll sign something for you. But I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, it's not them. And like I said, always request to meet in a public area. Don't go asking them to come to your house because you know there's a high chance you're going to have a complete stranger come to your house who you don't know who they are and you don't know what their intentions are. And I'll tell you, scammers are quite something else when it comes to running the scams. They'll come right to your house to steal money from you if they can. They're that mean. And I'll tell you right now, the first thing what the police are going to tell you to do is ask to meet in a public place. And if all the above that you don't feel is normal, that doesn't feel right, block them. Block their account. Trust me when I tell you this, you're not losing nothing. You're actually gaining something, and you're actually doing a hell of a job by protecting yourself. That's the best way to protect yourself, by blocking somebody who you feel is not who they say they are, and somebody who you feel that could pose a risk to you and your financial well-being. You work hard to get your money, what you get. Money's not easy to come by. Here we are in a financial pinch. We got President Trump down in the States going crazy. Tariffs over for what? He's saying Canada is allowing this drug across the border when they're not doing a very good job of protecting their border, when Canada just spent millions of dollars to increase it, and there's like 95% of this drug that's not being crossed the border. So what's Trump? So if Canada's saying it's 95% stopped, it's basically there's 0% going through. I mean, I like Donald Trump's views of how to run the country, but the man's going nuts. He's posing a risk to the world. And now here he is, Canada and the United States, closest ally. He's going to turn him against him. And he's now backing down from his tariffs. And the fans of the Trailer Park Boys, like I said, the chip segments, like I told one guy on the Trailer Park Boys Facebook page, I said, you realize with this tariff war with Trump, where the Trailer Park Boys is a Canadian production, and where their chips are Canadian made, and where Canada retaliated with the tariffs in response to President Donald Trump, your presidential leader, that's running your country, you got to spend twice the amount on tariffs for a bag of chips. So here in Canada, they want $2 for a little small bag. So you'd probably be looking at about $10 a bag. Are you really willing to spend that kind of money for a bag of chips? No. Maybe if you're desperate enough, if you're a big enough fan of the Trailer Park Boys, maybe. But really, I believe that what you're going to see is the Trailer Park Boys only sell their products in Canada only. They're touring. They'll be in Canada only, unfortunately, because of the presidential, your leader, Donald Trump, the threat he's posing towards Canada and the world. Could there be a civil war? It could be, but we don't want it. We don't want to see Canada and the United States go to war over something right stupid. We don't want that. Canada doesn't want to be the 51st state of the United States. We made that very loud and clear, including myself. We want our health care. We need our health care when we get old. When you turn 60, 65, 70, that's when you need your health care the most. And the last thing what you want is a health care service that you can't afford to have when you need it the most. That's a concern. And I'm telling you, I spoke up for a lot of Canadians. I had a response from President Donald Trump's Twitter account. Good guy, good people. But see, the problem is with Trump when he's speaking, it's hard for him to say, oh yeah, Canada's reluctant to pay for health care. You know, they don't want to pay for it. It's not that Canada doesn't want to pay for it. It's easy for President Trump to say what he's saying because the man's a billionaire. when you're elected president of the United States, your health care is free until the day you die. He's a billionaire. It's easy for him to talk out of his mouth, say, "Oh, don't worry, we can afford it." No, you cannot. Healthcare down in the States, starts from anywhere from 50,000 up to 100,000. Here in Nova Scotia, in Canada, majority of the people are low income. They're working at jobs that are not even dependable. They're not reliable. Jobs are not reliable to support their families, let alone support themselves. The jobs are very unreliable in Nova Scotia and very unappreciative, and that's why you see a lot of Nova Scotians collecting disability pensions, welfare, community services when they shouldn't be, because Nova Scotia's workforce has very unreliable work to rely on. You can't rely on something that's not reliable, and that's what's wrong in Nova Scotia. And that's why I believe Nova Scotia joining with the United States would be a disastrous decision to happen. But the trailer park with the segment with the chips, that's a great idea. But Trump's tariffs could shut it all down, and it could. And but the trailer park boys, back to their internet security. Like I said, if you're going to meet any of these people who are claiming to be Rob Wells or J.P. Tremblay or Mike Smith, trust me when I tell you this: meet with them, ask to meet with them in a public area, never alone. That's the dumbest mistake you can do. And if you can, have somebody with you. Or if you got a strong indicator this person's out to scam you or even to pose a risk to you, what you also can do is alert the police. Ask the police if they can meet with you at this location in plain clothing. And like I said, if they do show up, if they're not who they say they are, the officer will get up, plain clothes, they'll walk up to this person, say, "Sir, ma'am, come here, I got to talk to you." They'll pull them aside. And there's a high risk that you're going to see that person placed under arrest. Because if you're running a scam, and if you are posing somebody who you really are not, and the police actually show up and confront them, and the person actually showed up to meet you, that's a very bad sign for you to be encountering. Because that means they got bad intentions. And that also shows how far that they're willing to go with their intentions. So I think you know where I'm coming from. But the internet security, Mike Smith, J.P. Tremblay, Rob Wells, that is not their Facebook account. It could be. It very well could be. But I'm just saying, this is how you identify a fake Facebook profiler right here. Now, let's go to the Trailer Park Boys Facebook page. Here it is. Pop it up. Here it is with a blue check mark. See that blue check mark here in the middle of the screen? That's authentic. That means that's actually them. That's actually being run by them. Sometimes Rob Wells or J.P. Tremblay or Mike Smith are running their Facebook account. I can't say who it is. It's next to impossible to know who's running their Facebook page, but that's actually their account. That's real. This here, what you're looking at, is the real McCoy. Now let's go down to the screen here. Here's a video with Rob Wells outside of Dartmouth Crossing. This is actually the Dartmouth Crossing shopping plaza. And right in this parking lot is where it's actually a Canadian Tire parking lot. The Canadian Tire parking lot's on the other side. I mean, the store at Canadian Tire's on the other side. Rob Wells is filming, and they're acting in the parking lot at Canadian Tire. He's just on the other side of the parking lot so he doesn't get in the way of the shoppers. So that's where that's at. Show it if you like. Now, this here is Rob Wells, according to this Facebook posting, says back in 2023, and it's supposed to be his birthday. That's Rob. That's what Rob really looks like out in the community. He's not in his Ricky character. He got his glasses on. That's exactly how he looks. See, you see meet Ricky in person, Rob Wells, he's a lot thinner, skinny. He's not as skinny as Rick to the point you may wonder if he's sick. He's just like a thin person. It's just the way he is, but... Anyways, there it is. Yeah, I gotta say is if there's any part of social media that you don't feel right about, it's best that you stick to your gut because your instincts is always right. My instincts when something was wrong was always right, and I'm telling you, there's a high chance that when your instincts are telling you something, it's correct. Listen to it and go by it, even though that's an instinct that you don't want to feel. It's like a friend that you got a lot of respect for, and you're trying to help them, and when you know that they're causing themselves more trouble than they're doing any good, and when you're helping a friend, you could lose your friendship because your friend may have an addiction problem or whatever, and you don't want to lose that friendship. But that's unfortunately the difficult decisions that comes with ways of protecting yourself. But yeah. But anyways, no, a few months back, I was. This is a true story. What I'm telling you, there was talk of myself of buying a small macaque monkey, an infant. And I Googled it and I did all my research and all this stuff. First problem is they're banned from Canada, except for Saskatchewan. And it's really banned in Nova Scotia, where we're at. But I did some more research and it stated some places in Saskatchewan, the province of Saskatchewan, and some places in the States, some states in the United States, you can have them, but you can have your license, and top it off, you can have insurance. And not only that, you're going to have this corporate environment that a macaque monkey needs to survive. Now, I was trying to get one. I've talked to a lot of people who sell them. You know, they're good people. You know, a few of them had a female waiting for me to make the purchase. I was ready to do it, and I told them, the problem is if I buy this macaque monkey, I gotta ensure that I can get that animal across the border. Their intelligence it's a lot like having a person, a young person. They're very intelligent, but the problem is there's actually two problems with a macaque monkey. They're very intelligent. If you're thinking you're outsmarting them, you got another thing coming because they're going to smart you real fast. And they're vicious, very violent. If they turn on it, they'll turn real quick. I was told a macaque monkey, any kind of monkey, can take your nose and your eyes off your face in less than 2 seconds flat if they're mad enough. But it's just the way how you raise them. And like I said in the past, I had a lot of pets in the past, turned out pretty good. Now, one pet that I had that was cross. None that I had that was cross anyways. It'll turn out pretty good. But a macaque monkey is quite intelligent. And when I looked at buying it, the poacher said for starters, when you get them, after a year, about 2 years, they said, you got to watch their hormonal adolescence. When they go through puberty sort of thing, their personality shifts. That's when they get violent. And he basically said, with a macaque monkey, you got to be careful because you cannot take the animal out of the monkey. What you got there, it looks like a person. It's just the next closest thing to a human that an animal can get is a macaque monkey. And he stated they're very intelligent, but it's how you raise them. And he said, unfortunately, there's no veterinarians that look after macaque monkeys. When they get sick, they get sick. And when they die, they die. And he stated, if you have a monkey that gets violent, if they're out of control, he said, basically, you got to take it outside, you got to kill it, or it will kill you. It's one or the other. But he stated, you just can't have them in a cage thinking that's good. It's not. They got to roam around like a person. But he has stated they're quite intelligent, very, very intelligent. He said he had a monkey that could actually start up a car and back it up and reverse and park it with no problem at all. And he said that just shows you how intelligent they are. So I'm working with the province of Nova Scotia and the federal government to make that happen. Because I said, I'd like to try that. So I said, why? A celebrity had one. Why, a few celebrities have a few. Why can't I have it? It's just the way I am. I just prefer it, And it is what it is, but that's what I'm trying to do. But, it is what it is. But the segment of Trailer Park Boys Internet Security, I hope that I educated you on something here. This here is my YouTube channel, which you're seeing right here. This is my podcast that I did about President Donald Trump. This is about these tariffs that he put into effect on Canada at 25%. I went to Walmart in Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. I went to Walmart at Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Then I went to Giant Tiger in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. None of the prices went up significantly or at all. A little bit in the movie department, which I didn't care, because I'm not spending over $20 for a movie. If they want more than $20, and they can keep their movie, because one time I told them, you can suck me nuts for that kind of money, you fucking arseholes. I'm not spending that kind of money. And then I did. I didn't give a fuck the woman was fucking insulted or not. You can go fucking suck me nuts, because I'm not giving you that kind of fucking money. Fuck off. You can't. You have to have a backbone when it's too much to purchase something. And when you start hitting $20, $25 for a movie, that's getting to be too much. It really is. But, it is what it is. So, I hope that you learned something at this Trailer Park Boys Internet Security. And I hope that the tips that I had just said in this podcast, you will keep in mind and be more open-minded when a fake Facebook profiler claiming to be Rob Wells, J.P. Trombley, or Mike Smith, so you are safe. Don't go give them any banking information. Don't go handing your bank card, your credit card information over Facebook and all this stuff. Don't. They got a website, swearnet.com. You can go there. Make your purchase there. Do not make any transactions on Facebook. Anywhere's at all on the internet. If it's not from swearnet.com, don't give them your information because it's not them. Anyways, my name's Adam Conrod, and I hope that you learned something from this segment.